I'm going to start the tailplane and elevators, which are on this sheet here. First thing, release the elevators and the tailplane. Tailplane is really small. The elevators are much bigger, which must have made the plane quite manoeuvrable, I think. On the leading edge of the elevators, to stop it flexing about, you glue on 1mm by 0.4mm carbon rod, which is in my long packet. There's two bits in here. There's that bit, which it could well be, and oh, it's the axle, that's round, so we'll ignore that. Glue it to the elevator. Wipe it off. I don't want it all over it. I'll just pop that on there. Give it a little lick. Push it forward so it doesn't come off. Now the elevators are hinged with stickers. And I saw on one of the forums the guy changed the stickers to something more substantial. Honestly, you don't need to, because let's torch your face. You don't need to, because the I found that on my other Microaces the stickers are really durable, very flexible and very durable. So I would recommend using the pieces supplied. Get rid of that. Can't beat a bit of glass for flatness, can you? So I'll put that there like that. So I've got the spacers in, so now I'm going to put on the 4 hinges. So I'm going to start with the hinge that's nearest the... Now, remember what I said about stickers? Lick your finger. There's a little dark area in the middle of the hinge which goes over the centre line of the hinge. And last but by no means least, I'm going to do the same with this one. Just lift it off. There. Like that. Take out the spacers, take off the masking tape, and of course I've got a 1/2 mm gap, so it allows it to come up. The throw won't be that much, but these little hinges are, as I say, quite strong, so don't worry about changing them for anything else. You really won't need to. This is going to go on. That's got to drop into that 45-degree slot that the elevator is designed to go into, and that places it in the precise forward position, which I've got to put on the rudder. To attach rudder, glue to plastic hinge P4 and stick at S3. Okay, let's cut it out. Rudder, where are you? Straight up there. I'll sit on, let's offer it up to the fuselage for a bit of fun. That's pretty good, isn't it? Go in there, something like that. I'm putting the hinges down, and the position is determined by the angle of the elevator dropping down into the V. What I want to make sure of is that it's actually on square. I think I might have to glue this on and wait to really harden off, because I can't afford it moving. That looks pretty good. Let's look at it from this side. How am I going to accurately place this? I think all I can do is put the glue on, get it right front to back, so that drops down into there. Once it's on, then I can eye it up from all angles. Okay. Actually, there's a very small nick in the leading edge of the tailplane I've just noticed, which is the centre hole, centre line I should say. As long as that elevator drops down into there, there's another corresponding little nick in the tailplane, just to line it up. Right. How's that looking from the front? That looks alright from above. See how it looks from the back. Check it again from the top. Looks pretty good. Let's just put a little bit of weight on it, not like that, or damage the tail skid. Just put a little bit of weight. Sitting pretty square. That look alright to you? Looks okay to me. Hope it looks alright. Okay, leave it like that to set. And it's probably a good place to pause for now. And when it's set, I'll come back and we'll put the rudder on. Cheers. Last job I did was to fix the tailplane, and that's glued nicely. So the next job is to move on to the rudder. Let's have a look then. Rudder I've cut out already, and it's just here. So here's the rudder. Lovely, all pre-finished, looking gorgeous. And according to the instructions, to attach rudder, glue to plastic hinge P4 and sticker S3. That's easy enough, isn't it? If you remember, on the sticker I put a little piece of tape. I don't know if you can see that, just to stop everything sticking to the adhesive side. So I'll just take that off. In fact, no, let me just offer up the rudder first. I've got to glue this to this side of the plastic, obviously, and then the sticky bit will stick on the other side, which is coloured blue, to match in with the rudder. Not quite the same shade, but close enough. You'll never notice a colour difference as it flies past. Got to leave a gap as well, 1 millimetre, half a mil gap, and that should hopefully be 90 degrees when it's on. There's not much I can do if it isn't, but it looks perfect. So what I think I'll do is to remove the little sticky bit I put back on. That was one of my top tips. And I'll place the rudder in position, damp it first, and I can slide it about slightly, place it in position. What I actually need to do is to make the front of the fin 90 degrees to the tailplane, and then it'll be in the correct place. I'm going to touch it to the fuselage side and bring it back ever so slightly, what I consider to be half a millimetre. So look, very nice. Okay, now as you can see, the blue is lining up with the blue of the fin. The blue sticker at the bottom is lining up with the blue of the painted rudder. Just give that another little squeeze. Now what I can actually do is to open that up and just pop a little bit of glue in there onto the plastic part. Apply a little bit of pressure, make sure it's nice and square. It should be a very powerful rudder, because obviously it hasn't got a huge amount of space to move, but that's the maximum deflection, which I would think with an all-flying rudder is more than enough. Good, so there it is. That's the fin and rudder attached. and, well, the fin is the rudder, and the tailplane I meant to say. So it's looking pretty smart. Now there's a little trim piece to go on around the tail skid to tidy up all this area, which is what I'm going to do next. Actually, it's not the next. Oh, the next bit is fitting the control horns. The control horns are changed slightly from John's other models, so it's instead of a single sheet of plastic, it's 2 sheets of plastic which fold over and glue. So they've got to be glued, so there's no reason why I shouldn't cut those out now and get them dry in. So if you're looking for part number P7 and P9, it's actually P25 and P26, and the other bit, P27, is actually P6, and P24 is actually P8. Very gently run my scalpel blade down through them just to help them turn, fold in half rather. There's a gap in the printing where they fold. I mean, they're only very, very small, obviously, because of what they are. But it folded much more accurately when I just ran my scalpel blade just down between the 2 halves, just not enough to cut through them. Wouldn't matter if you did, because you can still glue them, but just enough to help them fold. And in doing so, it's creased exactly where it should. So there's a little tip for you. Those over there. Right, just put some glue between them. Okay, nice little peg, just holding, you can't even see it, but there's the peg and it's holding the part together. And this one here, same again, just run a little bit of glue in there. It's going to get in the push rod holes, that can't be helped. Clean those out afterwards. Might not be as bad as I think anyway. Right, another peg. That one's drying, everything seems to line up. Wings on the next page, chaps. Alright, Z4, there you are, sir. Nice looking tail skid wood part. Look at that. Right, a little bit on the side here that needs rounding up slightly. The other piece I've got, the Z5, requires substantial scoring. I've got to score all these little lines using the back of the scalpel blade, don't forget, and it also has to be beveled around its perimeter. So I'm going to go away and do all that and possibly stick all this little lot together. You saw the skid is on. It wasn't as fiddly as I thought it was going to be, so good result there. Okay, I'm just going to angle you down now, so you're never going to see what I'm doing. Right, so the elevator one's going to be easy enough, but the rudder one, not quite so. So the rudder horn will go just in here. You can see that. I'm going to glue that in there in a moment. So I've got the dark blue base here, which is going to go on the dark blue of the fin. So that's what it looks like. I'll show you that. Plenty of room for the elevator to go down. It's not going to, that's actually loads of elevator. I'll just give that a little squeeze just to make sure it's really in well, like that. And the elevator one is going to go on in that slot there. Double check it goes in okay. A little bit of glue on the back, a little squeeze, Make sure it works. Yep. So there we have it, both control horns in. That actually completes the tail end of the fuselage. So now we're ready to start the wing. I'll pop that safely up there. Oh, I can see you looking at my screen there. This is a lovely evening shot I did of the Microaces DH2 flying by. Do you want a closer look? There's a video online about it. Can't be bad. Lovely model. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.